Peterbilt, and I asked them about the warranty on this truck. And we'll change the picture here in the background. So here we go. So I gave them the VIN number. They're able to look up the warranty, and they said I have warranty on this truck. It's 2022 Peterbilt, 579, 355,000 miles. I have warranty till January of 27 on the engine and the after treatment system. It's a 5-year, 500,000 mile warranty. And then I could get the Encore, Cummins Encore warranty beyond that for the engine, if I even have the truck beyond that. Um, that's over a year and 3 months of warranty remaining. See, the thing with the finance manager that I spoke to yesterday at Freightliner, they work on like commission. So if they sell you a high priced aftermarket warranty that is like $14,000, they get a cut on that. You know, um, so they have an incentive to sell you a warranty. Same thing like with the APR, they have an incentive to jack up that interest rate on the truck. This is how they're getting compensated. So when you negotiate for lower interest rates, they don't like that. that affects their pay. And just like when you turn them down for these bullshit warranties, they don't like that either because they don't get any money from that. See, I wouldn't even buy this warranty uh, on this truck. Um, it was $9,000 for the Cummins Encore warranty. That wouldn't even apply until the end of the current warranty. So it was like a 2-year warranty. I don't even need 2 years. If anything, I need 1 year. But it was a 2-year warranty for $9,000 Cummins Encore on that. I think I'd rather wait until I get closer to January 27 and then buy the warranty and buy it from Peterbilt, not from Freightliner. I'd probably get it at a lower price. You know, uh, so that this is like the games that finance managers play. Uh, you really have to be on guard, but experience helps too. And I do have another finance company who's working up a quote for me. Um, it's through, if you ever look on truckpaper.com, there's a advertising there for currency finance. I'm going through them trying to get an estimate or what they call a request for proposal, RFP, on the truck loan to compare it to what uh, Daimler's offering. Daimler's came back at 13.5%. But here's the deal with the interest rate. 13.5% may not be as bad as it sounds. Um, it depends on if there's any fees attached to that. Not, for example, you can get a lower interest rate. Let's say you get 8%, but they have a $5,000 fee. Well, when you combine the 8% interest rate with the $5,000 fee, you're right back up to 13, 15%. You got to combine those and then determine what the actual effective interest rate is, because they'll give you a list interest rate. Okay, they'll say, all right, your interest rate's 13.5%. Okay, what's the fee? Well, the fee is $5,000. Well, the effective interest rate is much higher than 13.5%. You're probably getting closer to 20%. So that's what you got to watch out for. So I'm going to have competition between Hill Financial, which is through Currency, and Daimler, and another agency that they're going to try to get the loan approved from. So I'll have three different quotes on the interest rate, and then I'll compare the interest rate plus any fees, and then decide which way to go. But everything about the truck buying process is perfectly fine except for the finance manager. This is where the screwing over always takes place, is in the office with the finance manager. And if you get financing before you go to the dealership, I think you're far better off. I remember when I bought my Silverado, and got along fine with the salesperson, negotiated the price, and I had my own financing, and they were pissed. The finance manager was pissed. And then I decided I'm just going to pay cash for it. I just threw down $22,000 and paid cash for it. And the finance manager was pissed off because they didn't make any money. That's not my problem, you know. I paid cash for my Silverado. But the idea is, when you go buy from a dealership, you get your financing pre-approved somewhere else, through a credit union, through Currency Financial, through whoever, because you sit down in that office with the finance manager, that's when the games begin. And the games are plentiful. They play games with the warranty, they play games with the APR, they play games with the fees. And after talking to Peterbilt, I very well come back to the salesman on this truck. I already talked to him. I said, look, I got one more call waiting from Peterbilt, but don't be surprised if I come back to you and tell you I'm dropping the warranty for $9,200, because I don't need it. The truck is under warranty. It's under warranty for another year and 3 months. And I could buy the additional warranty at the end of that time period. Why buy the warranty now if it's not even going to take an effect for over a year? See, you got to think about the time value of money. If you had, let's say it costs $9,200 now for a 2-year Cummins Encore warranty, that won't take effect for another year and 3 months. Okay, so they have that money up front. Whereas if you just paid for the warranty when you need it, like right before you reach 500,000 miles, or the 5-year point, which should be January 2027, if you can buy it a month before then you've got over a year's worth of compound interest you could have on that truck. All right, guys, gotta go. Got a phone call. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the internet.